Mhm.
Hi there, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Yeah, it's a Wednesday today. And I am Melissa Curran, a certified aromatherapist and owner of Scented Balance aromatherapy shop and studio in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. And I hope I'm your favorite aromatherapist. And today, I am talking to one of my favoriteest people in the whole wide world, and I'm so excited. I'm talking, and you know me, I've always got to do my little intro, and so I don't mess it up. Tressa Krenzer is the owner of Loving Kindness Reiki and Yoga, and it's located in Clemens, North Carolina, a good stone's throw from where I am. Tressa is a Reiki master, practitioner, and teacher, as well as an accessible yoga practitioner and teacher. And Tressa is also in the process of earning her Ayurvedic clinical specialist certification. Say that 3 times fast. Hi, lovely. I'm so happy to see you today. Thanks for joining me.
Well, thank you for having me. And yes, I am only a stone's throw away. It only takes a few minutes to get from point A to point B. So, which I'm really grateful for. And I'm so happy that you're back in Winston-Salem.
Thank
Yay,
you.
Melissa. Thank you.
Yay. Well, today what I wanted to talk about, new viewers may not know, but longtime viewers know that as an aromatherapist, I just believe in complementary healthcare. We need doctors. Yes, we need doctors, but I think sometimes there are other options that serve you better in your healthcare journey. And one of my missions is to bring to the forefront all of those practitioners that I love working with and that I know can really do some good. And today that is Reiki. And sometimes even though I'm pretty sure I know what it is, I still have a tough time wrapping my brain around it. And I know it's so good for you. So tell me, what is Reiki?
Well, first of all, I wanted to really mention real quick as I had a physical yesterday at Wake Forest at one of their clinics, and I was so pleased that the PA that was there, a young man, because everybody's young at this point in my life. But anyway, the young man that was the PA, he was just over the moon that I'm doing Ayurveda and I do Reiki and everything else. So I'm so happy to see that the medical world is seeing us as complementary rather than alternative. And that
Yes.
was a huge point that, thank you for saying complementary instead of alternative, because it puts us in a credibility place that we need to be in as holistic practitioners, aromatherapists, reflexology, Reiki, because we all have the same point and the same goal, which is to really help with stress reduction and relaxation. And that's what Reiki does. And it pinpoints a place in our body where we can actually start to relax. So without complicating Reiki, because it really doesn't have to be complicated, because it works with our energy. And every part of our body has an energy signature to it. It has a vibration because we're energy beings. So what we do is we react to the energy that we are coming to contact with out in the world. And that can affect the way that our stress reacts. So what Reiki does is it helps to rebalance that energy field so that it can promote healing and relaxation, stress reduction. So it's just that simple where our energies start to rebalance with the Reiki that I've been attuned to so that I can act as a conduit for the energy to realign. So I hope that kind of makes sense because we're all energy beings, just like we're all made of, 80% of water. So it's
Mhm.
easy for us to have that energy flow through us and rebalance our bodies.
So how does Reiki help in the healthcare journey? Can it keep you from going to see yet another doctor?
It can, because again, when your body is in a place of rest and digest, because our nervous systems are divided into our parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous systems. So the sympathetic nervous system is a place that is reactive to the stress around us. And it's good because it helps us from, if that bear is really attacking us, that we can flee and we can protect ourselves. However, in our culture, we have too much of that sympathetic nervous system going on, and we're creating excess cortisol and other stress hormones. So
I
Reiki
know
helps
that.
Reiki really helps to get us into that parasympathetic nervous system place. That's where the healing happens. And you
The
could be doing
parasympathetic is sympathetic is fight or flight or freeze.
right,
Parasympathetic is resting.
rest and digest. So if you
Okay.
have digestive issues, you might notice that your stress levels are high, because at that point you really are having a hard time processing your food. So when you get into a place that maybe Reiki will bring you, or essential oils will bring you into a place that you can start to cool down your nervous system, then you can start to digest again properly.
So I know we've talked about this before because we talk a lot, just not enough, that aromatherapy works hand in hand with Reiki.
Oh,
Because I've done
absolutely.
some blends for you.
It really, it does, because again, essential oils also have a vibration. All the oils, all the plant material, and all the barks and what have you, all have a certain signature to them. And so again, that works on a vibrational level along with Reiki. So it all works hand in hand, because everything is made of that energy signature oil. The oils do, the carrier oils, the plant material. So
I went through a really tough time for several years, not realizing that my adrenal system was completely burned out, and it was way too many cups of coffee, relying on coffee and cigarettes and stress, and I can do this, and being in a constant state of what I now see is fight or flight.
right.
Of course, I've been a business owner for a lot of years, but it was a more stressful business, and I was not connecting the dots, and I was not getting help from any doctors, especially when it comes to your adrenal system, because a lot of them think, oh, Pishaw, you're fine. It's no big deal. You just need to meditate and relax and whatever. And it's more involved in that. And Reiki can help that stress level in particular.
Yes, because everybody says, well, get enough sleep, do all these things, but for a lot of people, sleep is not the most relaxing thing in the world. A lot of people actually struggle with sleeping. They have insomnia is rampant in this world.
I
So
know.
it's rampant, and it's like a lot of times it's not something that we can cure or take care of right away. And you could throw as many pharmaceuticals at it, but it's just going to compound the problem. So
You're not
Reiki,
getting to the root of it.
right, with a Reiki session, you can be on the table for up to an hour, and that's worth 4 hours of sleep.
Mhm.
It's
What
huge.
what happens during a Reiki session? Explain that to someone who is thinking about it or doesn't know anything about it.
Well, with a Reiki session, what I'll do is I'll have you get comfortable on the table. I have a massage table back there. It's in a really nice, cozy room. I've got low lighting. I can use essential oils or not, depending if you have allergies. And if you have a preference for something, then just let me know ahead of time too, so I can have that ready for you. Because I do diffuse back there. And now that I got my diffuser fixed, because Melissa Curran helped me with the diffuse, you should call yourself the diffuser doctor, because it's running like a champ.
Yay!
Yeah, so you should put that on your resume. But anyways, so I'll get you comfortable on my massage table, and depending on your warmth, I've got a heating pad back there as well. So if you're cold natured, then you can have that, or you can be on top.
And you're fully clothed, is that
Fully
correct?
clothed, yes,
Yeah.
there's no nakedness going on here.
Okay. Okay.
So
And that does make some people feel uncomfortable. The word massage table, oh my God, I have to disrobe. No, you don't,
yeah,
because how many sessions have you and I done? And that's not part of it.
no, it's definitely not part of it. And it looks more like a bed than anything else because I have blankets and I have sheets and a pillow, and you're face up as well. So you don't have to worry about being face down.
Okay.
And if you have back, neck issues, I have ways to prop your body up. So especially if you have apnea, just let me know because I can raise your body up because I have several clients that have apnea.
Okay.
So that's a good thing to know that you don't have to be fully laying down, or if you have sinus issues, that's another thing too. And then beyond that, you can have an eye cover, not because some people like to have their eyes uncovered.
Mhm.
And then you can set an intention for your session, or you don't have to. You could just lay there and just, just let it all go. And you can either
Receive
have
the good stuff.
receive the good stuff, and you can have hands on or hands off
Okay.
Reiki. So that's important to know. So I don't need to touch you if you don't want to.
Okay.
But if I do touch you and you say, okay, it's all good, you can even specify which part of your body you don't want me to touch, because I usually touch feet, ankles, knees, shoulders, arms, hands, and head. I don't go anywhere in the middle. That's
Right.
your business, unless I've gotten to know your body and you're like okay with that. But other than that, that's just all up to, I try to be as invisible as possible, so you hardly even know that I'm even there
Okay.
as far as my touch goes. But at the same time, we do add that element of touch, which is important for the mind and the body to release oxytocin into the body, which is a feel good hormone. So
Yes.
yes, the touch part of it is so critical, especially in this world, because we don't have enough hugging or touching or handshaking anymore because of COVID. So
And I really appreciated that. Appreciate the healing touch aspect of it
mhm,
during the sessions that we've had together, because number one, I'm not in a relationship with anyone. And I know this past year and a half has been incredibly difficult for everyone.
mhm.
It's even worse when you really don't get a hug or a human touch, or it's just, it's hard. And I think that's what I've appreciated about the touch of Reiki. It's because it's that energy. And knowing you, I love your energy, because I know I could come in there just wound tight as a drum and feeling frustrated and angry. And I know it's like I walk into your space and all of this wonderful energy just kind of surrounds you. And all right, I feel better already. I'm okay now. I'm here at Tressa's. It's going to be okay. And that's the way I view it. And you really don't necessarily feel anything as far as a shift during Reiki, or is that just me?
Well, it depends on the person. Again, everything's individual. So some people could have a great reaction where they could be actually crying. I mean, I've had that. I've had people have visions as well. So I've had people see, even relatives, or other
Wow.
amazing things, mind-blowing things. But again, you might not see anything. And does it work? Yeah, it still works.
Mhm.
Because it's not about that. We have to kind of push that expectation out of the way. Then that's why I don't like to give a lot of what to expect kind of thing, because I don't want anybody to say, well, if I didn't experience that, then it must not work. That's not true.
That's not true. I think the one thing to me that's important is being open to it and open-minded enough to receive.
Mhm.
And I've struggled with that.
Yeah.
I have. I think that is just understanding that there's so much going on underneath the surface that we don't know about and we don't see. And Reiki kind of brings that all together.
Yeah, it really does. And, the thing is, I can see the shift, especially with people that I've worked with, and they're like, well, I really can't see the shift like you. I mean, I can see it. It's
Mhm.
pronounced. I mean, it's huge how much the shift is. But a lot of times it's hard for us as humans to see our own shifts because, they might seem small, but to me, it's like, watching my nephew, it's like all of a sudden he just graduated from high school. It's huge for me, so never us and underestimate, the power of what's going on. The process is amazing. And I just love when I hear somebody's stomach growl on the table because that just means that their nervous system's calming down. I mean, just little things,
Mhm.
a little twitch, maybe they actually fell asleep on the table. And it's like people apologize for
That's
falling asleep.
me.
They'll be like, I am so sorry I fell asleep. I said, no, that's a compliment because you haven't been able to
Yeah,
sleep for more than 8 hours last week or something. It's like huge, you know, like, wow. And the good thing about this sleep is I'd like to call it supervised sleep. So you can feel free to just let go because you know that I've got you. It's like you just let go and people find that that's more relaxing when you got somebody to supervise your sleep.
it's one of those things that you might not be sleeping well, but at some point we all just need our mama, and sometimes mama shows up and you're sleeping like a baby because it's okay. Someone else has you covered.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a different feeling altogether. And I really can't, it's hard to explain Reiki until you've actually had a session
Mhm.
and experienced it for yourself. I mean, like children they take to this like water because it's natural, but as we get older, we get skeptical about things we can't see. And
I think it's wonderful, and it's revitalizing.
mhm.
It's been huge for me
Yes, it has. I know it
because I think
has.
the very first time I did it, I didn't know what to expect, and I know I was tense, and there was just even a big shift even in that first session.
Yeah,
And
for sure. And another thing, because I thought about this morning, because I was thinking about our interview today. One of the big things I want to bring up was that a lot of people, when they're in pain or they're stressed out or they've got trauma in their life, that they have their spirituality is low. Um, and I just want to point out, it's like Reiki's not attached to any particular religion to begin with,
right,
first of all.
yeah.
But the thing is, a lot of people have lost their spirituality or their center, or they don't
Mhm.
trust in the process that they're being taken care of. So they have a lot of fear and mistrust in their life. Reiki can really help with that. And it's not something that happens overnight,
Mm.
but it's a process where this starts to build that trust again. And like I said, it's not like I I believe in any particular religion because I'm an all religion person anyway. I just like I just whatever anybody's into is cool by me, as long as you have some faith and that you'll be taken care of, because I really do believe that. I don't think that there's no net under us.
Well, and I think it's important for people to know, especially with complementary healthcare, such
Mhm.
as we both do, you didn't get to a certain point overnight. You're not going to heal yourself from it overnight, and it does
Yeah.
take a little bit of time. And my big thing is we sit there and we watch, our favorite TV program, and every other commercial is for this pill, this chemically laden toxic pill. And the person takes it, and next thing you know, they're skipping off into the sunset and they're all well. And your body doesn't work like that. It's just shocking your system. And once you've tried to heal yourself from your illness, now you have to heal yourself from the medication.
Right.
And that's why complementary sources of healthcare are so important to me. And I don't mind the word alternative, because I feel like our practices are an alternative to getting a toxic pill. If you if self-care is important, and please don't roll your eyes, people, because self-care is important. When you take care of your body, mind, and spirit, it can keep you out of a doctor's office far more often. And that's where I think the Reiki and yoga and aromatherapy and reflexology and acupressure and acupuncture, things like that, are so important to your body. And I just can't stress enough that you didn't get here overnight, ain't going to get fixed overnight. And so have some patience. Just
Yeah.
have a little patience.
Yeah, because it is different than Western medicine, where you do need to participate in your own health care.
Mm-hmm.
Very much so. And
Take charge.
Take charge of it, because again, if you start that one pill, that pill might lead to another pill because you have symptoms from that pill. And that's how people end up with 25 medications, because it's like one starts a chain reaction. It's like, are you sure you want to go down that path?
No, I do not, under any
Right.
circumstances.
Right. It's like, just think, okay, am I turning my whole existence over to a pharmaceutical? In a lot of times, and this is an FYI to all your people out there, is a lot of those pharmaceuticals were created by a plant that they basically took one tiny little piece of, and they made it into a chemical. So instead of using the whole plant matter like you would with herbal medicine or aromatherapy, where you're using the whole plant, now you're just using a tiny little piece of it. It's like, I'd rather have the whole energetic of the plant rather than a tiny piece of it that's been in a
It's almost like they've squashed the energy, though, by taking only that part of the plant. And that's what I do try to explain to folks is this is what your medicine was before the medical mafia. Maybe I shouldn't have said that, but before the big giant pharmaceutical companies got in it to make money, and all you got to do is follow the money. But I mean, I know Reiki helps with stress. Are there other things that Reiki helps with from a healthcare perspective? So you got that in your toolbox.
Right. Well, the stress is everything else cascades off of stress,
Including inflammation.
I mean, inflammation, I mean, everything. It has the possibility, without, of course, the word guarantee, but the possibility of pretty much helping everything, in my opinion. There's really, I can't think of a contraindication whatsoever for it, because I think that the body has the ability to heal itself.
It does. And we have tools for you to use that help your body do what it does best. And that's heal your own self.
And if you've got a condition that's putting you on your butt at home, maybe you need to rest. I mean,
listen to your body.
Listen to your body, because especially as I'm just talking from the women camp, is that unfortunately in our culture, we're not given the message that we can relax when we have our period, or there's menopause is a disease. It's not.
It's a change.
It's just there's things going on. So again, we need to honor the rest. So if you have your period and then your body's telling you, for the love of Pete, do not get up off this couch, stay down, because there's a reason. And your body's going to get really upset with you if you start not listening to it. And then that's where, again, more things happen. So again, you need to listen to your body. If it's telling you, for the love of Pete, just sit on the couch, and relax.
And give yourself permission.
Yeah.
Maybe it's after work and you really should have 2 more loads of laundry done, but just rest, sit in a chair, read a book,
Mhm.
and take care of your body. One of the services I offer at Scented Balance is called a Zyto biofeedback scan, and it works like a two-way radio. It's simply a software program. You're putting your hand on a big mouse is what it looks like, and this software is saying, "How you doing, kidneys? How you doing, heart? How you doing, hormones? Are you drinking enough water? Let's check for the hydration." And one of the services listed that can support your body is Reiki.
Yay, it all ties in.
It all ties in. And that's one of the things with this biofeedback scan is your body is talking to you all the time. Are
Mhm.
you listening? Do you understand what those signals are? And that's why I love aromatherapy so much. And I
Mhm.
really have come to appreciate how wonderful Reiki is um, as a complement. It's another tool in my healthcare toolbox. It's another tool I can use to advocate for myself, to take charge of my health before things get out of hand. And now you're forced to go to a doctor and take a pill.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
So, well, where can we find you?
Well, I'm in Clemens. I'm right in the heart of Clemens, actually. My address is 4061 Arden Street. I'm in Clemens, right off of Hampton Road.
Okay.
I'm also on Facebook, Loving Kindness Reiki and Yoga. Instagram, Loving Kindness Reiki. That's my handle on that.
Okay.
I also have a website, lovingkindnessreikiandyoga.org. So I'm in multiple places. You can
And
find me.
I'll put your contact information because we're going to be doing a blog post about this, or I am. We have fleas. I'm going to do a blog post about this.
Yeah.
And I know you had written a blog post for me early on. As a matter of fact, it's how we met and explaining your Reiki journey. And so I will link to that as well so that someone who's interested, who's been under a lot of stress, and women in particular, I mean, men can do this, but
Yeah.
I think women bear the brunt of the stress in society. It's just more is expected of us. And so I think Reiki is such a wonderful tool to have just to be well.
Exactly. Exactly. So
I've so loved talking to you. I love your dear energy and your friendship, and I'm so grateful that you were able to take some time and talk about this, and it's going on my YouTube channel and it's going in a blog post. And I just want everyone to know how much it's helped me and in resetting that central nervous system that tends to be very high strung. And I know that. I know that.
and everybody that if they have a receipt from Melissa's place that
Shop. Yeah.
they get from the shop, you get $10 off. And so
That's
because
an awesome deal. Thank you.
yeah, so just that's something to and as a special, if it is your first time and you are listening to this and you mention this video, then you get 15% off of your first session with me. So if
That's
you're brand new to Reiki, 15%. So
and saving a buck or two is always awesome.
it is always helpful because I really want to get you on the table because I know that you'll love it.
Yes, I know. And I'm due. I am so due.
You are
Thank
due.
you so much for your kindness always. You are such a wonderful person to be around because I just love your positive and vibrant energy. And I thank you for that and being part of my little tribe. And thank you. And we will see you soon.
All right. Thank you.